Well, howdy. How you doing? It's Paul. It's Plan Z. I'm diving into my bass again today. I've got something a bit crazy I want to do with it. So I'm just going to turn on the patch, and I just want to quickly turn off a couple of things. You'll hear some hisses just come in. I've just turned off my noise gate. If you're a bass player, I am going to be doing a patch settings video on these patches and how I'm routing things. It's quite interesting, but I'll talk you through what I'm doing here. So what I've basically got, let's just lose that. I've got all my low end is coming out from 40 Hertz to 200 Hertz is coming out of my subs into a mixer, into the looper. Now you could do this to your front of house or however you're getting into a phone or whatever. I'm going to be live streaming hopefully in a few weeks time. I need to sort my bottom end out. So there's the low end. I'm now going to switch to the AB channel. Now the AB channel, just got to do a bit of jiggery pokery here. Now I've got a DI now. This is running through the main left and rights. And I've got separately to that an amp also running through the main left right. It's quite noisy. I need to put noise gates on in a minute. Bloody distorted amp, but no bottom end to it, yeah? So we add the bottom end by putting our DI in. So I'm going to play it without the DI and then with the DI so you can hear the difference. Hopefully you're in headphones. It'll be subtle differences. Hopefully you can hear we're still retaining our clean signal there with the bass, but we're still lacking the bottom end, and we're getting more management over our low end down here. Now I'm being quite conservative at the moment because I'm going to make the amp go crazy in a minute with the distortion. I'm also going to mess with the low end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the bottom end. I'm going to add a distortion to that and a noise gate. Now it's got a through in it so I can retain the low end and just bring as much of the distortion in as I want. But I want to make this distortion go a bit crazy by putting a classic vibe on it. Now that would be a cool sound in itself. If, for example, I was to turn the distortion level up and make it the main sound of my song, so it's dealing with only with the low end, I might actually end up doing this. I'm doing this in other tracks, so hang on. Just hitting unity gain on the mixer there. So that on its own would be quite nice, but I'm pulling the amp back to 50 again. So we've got a slightly more conservative level. We're going to turn that off and we're going to go to the other channel. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stick a distortion on. And I still retain my body look. Hang on. So this is just the distorted amp. No bottom end. If I add in the bottom end, no bottom end, with bottom end. So now I'm going to add just the DI into that. Can you hear the difference tonally it makes? I'll turn it on and off. Just the amp with the DI. Now if I add to that my uni vibe, so this is now the uni vibe and the distortion is only going to the amp, the DI is still left clean, and the low end one has a uni vibe and distortion on it, but we're not listening to that yet. I've got it muted. So this is really only over 200 hertz, with the DI taking from 80 hertz. Add in the low end, hang on. All of a sudden it should start to sound like it's going berserk. So I'm going to bring in some beat and put it down, and then I'm going to explain what I need to do next, because I need this to sit with a sub kick. I've also got a sub synth going on, and I need to get an acoustic guitar into this mix cutting through, and there's a lot going on. Now I have, I'll talk to you about one last thing. We're going to add something else to this. So at the moment we should be feeling everything in the middle here, yeah? So if you're in headphones, I'm going to add a stereo chorus. What I've done is I've taken a divide and I've done like a wet-dry situation on the AB situation. I'll show you the settings, it will make sense. But so it's completely wet when it goes on, but I don't lose any of my dry signal. So we'll play the two notes and then I'll bring it in. Hopefully you can feel that, take up the stereo feel and add a bit of synth-like quality to it in a very subtle way. Okay, so I'm just going to save what I've done there. I'm going to bring in a little beat. Oh, that's one I recorded previously. Hang on, let me get rid of that. Slightly different settings, but more or less the same. So let's bring in some percussion. We've got a synth bass in there already. And we have got some guitars here, but we're just going to lose them for the minute and concentrate on this bass. So, what I need to add to that is something from the Octopad. Now, I've already taken the loop of it. The Octopad's got a looper in it. I'm just going to trigger that loop. So I've already got a lot of bass going on, and I go and add something like this. But I want it to feel like it's swimming at one point. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stop that for a moment. Because the other thing I need to get in there is an acoustic. I say acoustic, it's an electric nylon string by Godin. Thin body electric nylon. Let's, hopefully we're in tune. Let's get on the right channel. There we go. So I've got my bass routing was still on. We do have a bit of juice to play with, but let's stay focused. Going to bring in that bass, start building this up, get it to a point where everything's going off, and I need to know if it's clear, the bass isn't making the mix feel muddy, if the guitar's cutting through, the vocal's cutting through, and the low end is making your speakers feel like it's going vroom, 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 the whole time the chorus is on. So hopefully my impression there gets pulled off in a minute. So I'm going to start with this part. Bass. Okay, let's try dropping this bass. waters from salt water welling around me. Seems to got me deeper, deeper than I know. I didn't know, I didn't know, I didn't know. Didn't see, I didn't. And oh yeah, a while back ago, thought I let go. The devil to the left and the wrong side of love. Yeah, the devil left his head deep inside me, you know how I try and I try. Salt water welling around me seems to got me deeper, deeper than I know. I didn't know, I didn't know, I didn't know, I didn't know. And oh yeah, yeah, a while back ago, thought I let go. Muddy as the water around me, caution was a way for king. It took me off in the waters from salt water welling around me. Seems to got me deeper, deeper than I know. I didn't know, I didn't know, I didn't know. Didn't see, I didn't see. Wave came, yeah. And no, I didn't know. Wave came. Okay, so now I need to see if the synth sits with it, and I'm going to bring everything back in and see if it distorts with the synth. Should hopefully sound heavy, but hopefully not distort. Bit sloppy there with the cut at the end, but hopefully we're going to listen to this now and it's going to be clear. If it's clear, I'm going to stick the video out, warts and all. Yeah, hopefully this is making sense to you. It will make sense when you see the settings, but I just need to make sure that what I tell you is right, and I need to sound check it in the way it's going to be used, which is live streaming. So let's do it. I'll catch you in a bit. Hopefully that worked.